Hello, all my beautiful sisters from those other misters. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am taking a look back at my 2018 beauty favorites and addressing how I feel about them now. So I wanted to film this at the end of 2019. Time got away from me, and then I wanted to have it up earlier in January, but time got away from me and I didn't have access to this room for a week. So it's a little bit late, but essentially I'm looking back at things that I loved in 2018. At the end of the year, I did a favorites video. I will link it up here and down in the description box if you want to check it out. But I am going to be going through all of the products that I mentioned in my makeup favorites video. I'm not going to do one for the skincare video because a lot has changed. And I'm going to talk about the items that I featured, what I loved, and how I feel about it now. First on the list was a Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. I finished it this year. I panned it. I remember loving that foundation. But when I panned it this year, my skin was different. So I now have what I would consider normal to dry skin, or maybe I should actually say dry to normal skin. If I am very careful about the way I treat my skin, it can be like normal after skincare, but it is dry. It is just dry. My skin doesn't produce as much oil as it used to because I'm on isotretinoin, and so lots of things have changed for me. So when I panned that foundation, I was with my dry skin and I didn't like it as much. That foundation also doesn't have a great deal of coverage, and I have a fairly decent amount of damaged skin under here, and I do need something with coverage to sort of assist with covering that up. So it's not one that I would repurchase. I also don't think it's really suitable for my skin type anymore. That foundation did have the ability to control oils, and when I was using it, I did find that my skin could feel a little bit dry after I'd been wearing it for a few hours. I combat that with really good skincare and priming with a facial oil. So I got through it, but I wouldn't repurchase it, and I don't think I could safely say that it is still a favorite today. Then we have the Too Faced Peach Perfect Loose Setting Powder. So I have not used this in a very long time. I don't believe I have used this since my skin has changed. This is probably something I'm going to say a lot during this video. I'm sorry if it annoys you, but things have changed a lot for me. So I'm almost like, I look at my like base product collection, so anything like primers, foundations, powders, concealers, and I'm like, I don't know her. So I'm really sort of getting to know my collection again, and I haven't used this in a long time, not since my skin has changed. So I really need to put it into like a monthly makeup basket and play with it. But this, what I remember of this was it was gorgeous and it worked so well with the foundation. So I'm definitely not getting rid of it. I'm gonna have a play with it. I have some more foundations. So let's start with the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. Now, I panned one of these in 2019, but I also purchased a new one at the start of the year. So this is in the shade 035. I have not even popped it open, and I don't know how this is going to go on my skin. It does have great coverage. I just haven't dug into it. 24-hour wear and comfort, retouch free SPF 15. It doesn't actually say like what skin types it's suitable for. It just says that it's long wearing. So it could be okay. I don't know. I will have to play with it and see. But prior to having dry skin, I loved this foundation. It was gorgeous, and obviously that's why I bought another one, because I loved it. L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. So here it is. This has been discontinued in Australia, and I have an internal rage about it. When I found out that this was being discontinued, I had oily skin and I went out and bought a whole bunch of backups. Darren from Glyco even sent me a few bottles because he knew that I loved it so much, and I was going ham, sort of cleaning out the shelves wherever I could find it. So as an oily skin girl, I loved this foundation. It didn't break down under oil production. It did get shiny though, but it was something I was willing to put up with because the coverage was great. It felt so good on my skin. It looked nice. I was like, I will babysit this baby because I love this baby. But when my skin changed, that's when this became even more amazing. This is just like, this is, at this point, this is the one for me, and it breaks my heart that it's been discontinued. I do have a lot of bottles of it, which will get me through, you know, a couple of years, but yeah, I'm quite frankly devastated. Ooh, another one that I adore. This is the Uemura Petal Skin Cushion Foundation. So this is a refill. I panned this one, the one that I mentioned in my favorites this year. And as an oily skin girl, I loved the way this looked on the skin. The coverage is quite good, especially for a cushion foundation. But the way that it sat on the skin was just like, oh, divine. Only issue is it broke down quite quickly and got very shiny on oily skin. On dry skin though, oh, she's beautiful. I love it. I really, really love it. So I have my refill here. I will squirrel it away like the precious little child that it is. Love this. Still love it. When I use up this, I'll probably buy more, to be perfectly fair. Next up are the Ulta 3 Lightening and Darkening drops. Now, these were fantastic. The formula of these is extremely effective, and they're quite affordable Australian drugstore products. Now, I don't have them. I finished them. Well, I finished them to the point where they like dried up. So these are bottles that are in droppers. They've got dropper applicators. Now, I personally feel like anything with one of those rubber dropper applicators, bad packaging move, stupid idea. Don't go there if you're a brand. It's dumb because they're not airtight. The products dry out, they thicken up, you can't suck them up the dropper. What's the point? But something else I've been using this year is from Essence. These are the makeup drops. I don't know if these are permanent or if they were one of the trend edition products, which means they were limited edition. I don't know. But this is the perfect packaging for this type of product. So they have them in lightening and darkening. Again, the formula of these is really good. It doesn't change the consistency of your foundation. It just adjusts the shade, which is exactly what you want it to do. You don't want it to make your foundation matte or more dewy. You don't want it to make it more high coverage or lower coverage. You want it all to stay as is. You just want to adjust the shade, and that's what these do. And the Ulta 3 ones were good like that as well. I really love them, but that packaging was balked. This is from Hourglass. It is the Veil Translucent Setting Powder. So, I have been using this as a dry skin girl this month. It's been in my monthly makeup basket. I love it. It's beautiful. On oily skin, I would say don't go there. Just don't. It looks beautiful and radiant on the skin, but something about this powder encourages oil production, like a lot. So I would say this is best suited for normal to dry skin. Dry skin, absolutely tick. I've been loving this recently. It's just the way that it like on the skin, it adds a glow, but it's not sparkly or shimmery or anything like that. It's like a radiant matte type of thing, and it's beautiful. It's divine. I love it. I love this more now as a dry skin person, because I know I'm not gonna get like massive oil production. I'm not gonna have like my makeup chunking up and looking disgusting. If you know, you know. And it doesn't happen now, which just makes me love it even more. Next item on the list was the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Concealer. So this was a concealer that went along with the foundation that I featured earlier. Now, I actually decluttered it this year. I didn't manage to finish it. Now, the reason I decluttered it is not at all because it was a bad product. It is still a massive favorite, but the issue was the consistency changed, and that told me it had probably gotten a little bit old and I had to let it go. So I did. Now, the reason I loved the concealer a year ago was because the coverage was intense, and I did love a little bit of intense coverage. It was also hydrating, which was really nice. If you're older, you might like the hydrating products. If you're dry, you definitely like the hydrating products. And I, at the time, was older, and I'm even older now. But it also didn't break down through like oil production. So when the oils come through, if I had it on my chin covering a spot or something like that, didn't break down, didn't look shit, it was all good. Now that concealer, when it comes to would I repurchase it or not, it's actually a difficult one, and let me explain why. So because that concealer is so high coverage, and it takes such a teeny tiny amount to like pretty much cover your whole damn face and body, I would actually be hesitant to purchase it at the moment based on my current concealer collection, because I know that I wouldn't be able to get through it before it potentially goes bad. So at this point, I wouldn't repurchase it, but it is one that I would consider if I had one or two concealers in my collection, and please Jesus, let me get there one day, because it is a beautiful concealer, and I do really enjoy it, and I would like to try it on drier skin because I didn't have that opportunity. I decluttered it, I believe I decluttered it before my skin changed. So yeah, that one, I'm on the fence about it, but not because it's a bad product. Who's messaging me? Something that was a very large amount of products that came into my life from a specific brand. The birds are going mad. They've just been fed, so they're very excited. Mack Patrick Starr. My God. Now, pretty much everything that I'm about to show you was gifted to Kat and I through Beauty News. Thank you, Anon. I love this stuff. So Mack and Patrick Starr went ham in 2018. I have 4 quads here. I have the Play With Me quad. So this is mauve, like a pinky champagne, a bright pink and a bright blue. I have the Sugar Mama, which is cool toned deliciousness, and I have the Overpacked eyeshadow, which is kind of like a warm cool tone palette. Interesting. That red makes everything else here so much more interesting. And then I have the Heat Stroke palette, and this is very warm toned, and again, red, love it. These are awesome. I love the little color stories. I will say not all of the eyeshadows have like an amazing formula, but overall I do really enjoy them. I also have a bunch of like cheek products. So I have the Take Me Home blush duo in this packaging. So there she is. Gorgeous, gorgeous mauvey blushes. Then I have the Give Me Life bronzing powder. Looks like so. I might actually struggle to use that now because I'm very, very pale and I don't get much sun these days. And I have the Hot and Heavy face powder. This is an opalescent version. So it's like a very, very soft like highlighting style powder. So hopefully you can see it there. It's beautiful gold, slightly bronzy gold shade. But it does not stop there. Let me just move some things out of the way. I do have a lipstick here. This is in Sweet Mama Star. It is a nude shade, which is gorgeous. And from the Holiday Patrick Starr collection, I have the powder. I was gifted an extra one of them, again from Anon. And I have 2 of the holiday lipsticks. So I have Sleigh Ride, which is the red. That one was gifted to me. And this one is Spank Me Santa, which is the dark nude. And I purchased that one myself. I just loved what Mack and Patrick Starr did together. It feels like a collaboration that was just done really, really well. The color stories and the products are cohesive. They all wear well together. Granted, like I said, formula not always top notch across the board, but I really, really enjoy it. I like the little like packaging designs and stuff like that. I think it was really good. I've said this a million times. I'll say it again. The packaging on this is trash, okay? They just shouldn't have... They should have worked this out some other way because it's not good. It's just not good. It's cardboard and powder like slips down in between the powder container and the side walls and... Not well thought out packaging, but not a bad product. Next on the list are the Ella Cosmetics Beauty Sponges. I featured these in my favorites of 2019 as well. I love these sponges. They're awesome. They are fairly affordable. They come in a twin pack. I'm not sure if you can still buy them separately. I think they're only sold in a twin pack, but I love them. They're great. Beautiful, soft, spongy, like just... Of course spongy. They're fucking sponges. What else would they be? But I still love those sponges and I think I will love them for a very, very long time. Oh, okay. Let's get into the nitty gritty where I'm going to be admitting that I didn't use stuff much this year after I featured it in my favorites, which is a massive issue that I have faced for quite a while, I suppose. You know, you fall in love with something, but then something new comes into your collection. You've got to like use it so you can get your feels about it and talk about it and all that stuff. And things just go to the wayside. Let's start with Suva Beauty. So I featured the Block Party palette and the Saffron palette in my favorites. The Block Party palette, the pigmentation like on these guys is just like next level crazy. When they like blend on the eye, they just go and go and go and go forever. Let's see. Oh, that color is stunning. So when you're blending these on the eye, they just like, you need so little product. They just go like everywhere. And I mean that in a good way. Like they blend to wherever you want to take them. It's intense. And then there's the Saffron palette, and you can probably guess why I have the love vibes for this. It's red. It's red with complementing red tones. Or, okay, this is red. This is like a brick sort of reddy tone, and then you've got complementing colours. And I'm really sad to admit that I didn't use them in 2019. Not that I can remember. I probably used the Saffron palette, like maybe a few times in the start of the year, but not enough. Suva Beauty was an indie brand that I discovered in 2018. JD Glow was another one. So I have a whole bunch of things here to talk about. These are the Hydra Matte liquid lipsticks. Haven't touched them. Haven't touched them all year. And that is really sad because today I put on this shade, which is called Strange. It's not strange. It's gorgeous. And I love it. I've had it on for probably half an hour now, and it's comfortable. And being on isotretinoin, it makes your lips really, really dry. Matte liquid lipsticks, it's sort of something where I'm like, no, don't touch them. It's going to like fuck your lips up for days. But this is quite comfortable. Now, I remember really, really liking these. They do transfer a bit, but they're comfortable. And I used to love a matte liquid lipstick, but I found that most of them were just fucking horrible and uncomfortable to wear, to be perfectly frank about it. But the Suva Hydro Matte formula is not that. It is quite comfortable. So I really enjoy these, and I would like to get some more use out of them. Suva Beauty Hydra Liners. So this is the last item that I'm going to talk about from Suva Beauty. My God, if I can pick them all up. Will they fit in my little hands? I have 8 of them, and I really enjoy these. So these are like, you rehydrate these. You hydrate them with like a mixing medium or water. I typically just use water, and then you apply it like a liquid liner. My favorite shade is Cherry Bomb, and I have actually used this a few times this year. I've used a couple of these shades throughout the year, but not, you know, on a regular basis, basically. Cherry Bomb is the bomb. It is probably one of the most interesting true red shades that I've ever seen. It doesn't translate on camera the way that it translates in person. It is so vibrant and rich. It's like next level red. It is insane. I adore this. Probably, to be fair, it's like, if I could only keep one colored liner, I'd probably keep this one. It is what it is. It's amazing. Let's talk about more palettes. I have the Vizier Grand Pro Volume 2. I am ashamed to say that I've not picked this up all year, and that's not fair because this is a really beautiful palette. But there it is. I was so lucky. I received this in PR. It allowed me to try the Vizier formula without any worry or, like, you know, being concerned that I was spending a lot of money on something that I wasn't sure about the formula. They saw that we raved about being excited about this on Beauty News, and they were so kind to send it to us. And by they, I mean Muse Beauty Pro, which is a, I would consider them a professional makeup, like, retailer. They sell all sorts of brands, and look, I consider them a professional makeup retailer because I did shop with them a little bit when I was freelancing, but obviously they cater to consumers, like a general consumer as well. But I sort of put them on the pedestal of, like, if I'm stocking my kit, I'm gonna go to Muse Beauty Pro for, like, the good shit, basically. So anyway, I got to try the Vizier Grand Pro Volume 2, and I enjoyed it. And in turn, it resulted in me buying more Vizier eyeshadow palettes throughout 2019. Next up, I have NARS Provocateur palette and the Bare Minerals Aurora Lights palette. So both of these have seen use from me through 2019. So kicking goals, doing well, actually using my shit. Provocateur palette, look, if I could only choose one of these, I'm going to be straight up and say I would choose a Provocateur palette. And the reason for that is this was a risky purchase for me. When I purchased it, I swatched it in store and I didn't mind the color story. I thought the formula swatched well, but that doesn't always mean it's going to apply well. And I took it home and I used it and I was just like, the fuck? What? What? Actually, what? It just works so beautifully. The formula is outstanding. The shades, it doesn't look like much, but it's much. the shades just work so amazingly well together. Like, this is such a well thought out little eyeshadow palette. I adore it. I was totally blown away by it when I got it home and used it, and I was so glad that I purchased it. Also, limited edition packaging. Love it. Aurora Lights, I do love this one as well. Now, I actually have dips in like this one and this one, but that's because they're pretty much the only fucking matte shades in there that I would use on a regular basis. There are a couple more mattes, this dark green one, and I think it's 500 thread count. But this is, look, the reason I love this is because all of the shades are wearable, and I really love the Bare Minerals Pressed Eyeshadow Formula. I just think that, like, I think the color story of this could have been thought out a little bit better, but it is what it is. I love it. I have picked it up in 2019. There's no regrets with it, and I actually have a backup. I'm just going to reach over here to show you what I want to talk about next. I didn't want to pull these out of their trays because putting them back would be a nightmare. I have the Dawn Eyes Premium Pigments. They're like under there. And I have Dawn Eyes Glitters in here. Okay, so the glitters, okay, there are some shades in here that are just outstandingly pretty. They have these, like, they look white, but then when they go on the eye, they like shift different colors. So this one's like a purpley bluey green. I have like a greeny tealy pink, and then I have like a greeny fiery orange one. They're just stunning. And then there are these more like pastel kind of shades. So I've got a pink with what's in there, blue, purple, green, and I have a purple with blue and green and like a violety type shade. They're stunning. They're absolutely gorgeous. This one as well, Moulin Rouge, my god, it's gorgeous. So this has it's kind of that like vibranty pinky orange, like a vibrant coral sort of, but it's also got green and blue in it. Stunning. They are really pretty, but to be perfectly honest, I really don't use them all that much. Maybe because glitter can be a little bit messy, or I'm not feeling it on that day. But yeah, I don't really reach for much of my glitter collection at all, really, which is sad because I love sparkly things. And you know what? I think it's really sad to admit that my Multichrome pigments, I haven't reached for that much either. And I think that, look, I've just got too many colored eye products. That's the massive issue. The pigments are beautiful, and like, I want to use them more, but I've only got 2 eyes, and I don't even wear makeup every day, so how am I supposed to like get through it all? And this is why I'm doing an eyeshadow project this year, but I'm just being reminded again how sad it is that I can't use my whole collection. So, you know, let's move on from that. But I do want to say that the Dawn Eyes Glitters and Premium Multichrome Pigments, I really like them. They're just beautiful. Oh, okay. I do have some more eyeshadows that I need to address. I'm going to do this really quickly because it's actually making me a bit sad talking about them. It's the Mack Shiny Pretty Eyeshadows. So I featured these in my video where I recapped my 2018 holiday haul, and I said, like, I haven't used them all year, and it's just not, like, it's not good enough because they're beautiful. Let me just swatch one for you so we can address the beautiful elephant in the room. There we go. So you can see they're like duochrome and just sparkly metallic beautifulness. I need to use them more, and I don't want to talk about them because it's kind of breaking my heart that I have such beautiful things sitting in my collection and not enough, and I just dropped one, not enough fucking eyes or days to use them all. Okay, something from the Mack holiday collection that I have used this year is the Mack Snowflushed Extra Dimension Highlighter. So this is essentially a giant Stylishly Merry eyeshadow. It is beautiful, and I have used it a bit this year. Loved it then, still love it now. Another highlighter that I have used this year, and I loved it then and I still love it now, is the Becca Hatice Schmidt Berlin Girl Glow Highlighter. This is, I think it's fair to say, it's the best one that Becca has made. So, you know, well done, Hatice. I adore this. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous highlighter. I will keep it until the end of my days. Some more highlighters that, well, one that I featured in my favorites video of 2018 is a Smashbox Vlada Petal Metal Shimmer Drop. That sounded weird. Petal Metal Shimmer Drops. So this is a liquid highlighter. You can see it's settled there, and when you give it a shake, it starts to look like that. So this looks quite similar to Stylishly Merry in its coloring, and it is a liquid. Now when I saw this, I was like, oh, I want that, it's really pretty, but I resisted. I was like, no, you don't wear liquid highlighters, because whenever you put them over your foundation, they lift your foundation, they look like shit, they ruin your base. You don't need that. Don't get it. Well, I couldn't resist. Eventually, I ended up buying it. I went into a Mecca store. This collection had been out for quite a while. I went into a Mecca store. I saw they only had a couple left, and I was like, screw it. I'm getting it. I'm going to give it a go. Gave it a go. They're amazing. Didn't lift my foundation. They looked really pretty on the skin. I really, really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it so much that this year, when they released one in the Hood Witch collection, I purchased it. So this is in Moonstoned. Same thing, you just give it a shake, the product will disperse, or the highlighter will disperse in the liquid, and it is a purpley pinky blue shift highlighter, whereas this is like a sort of rose gold with a pink gold shift. Gorgeous. I still really enjoy them, and yes, I've used them this year. Oh, okay, something else I have used this year are my JD Glow liquid gel liners. Love these, love them, love them, love them, love them. Oh, why do I have a random Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in there? Anyway, these are gorgeous. Still love them. Totally would have purchased more this year, but I found, or would have purchased more last year, 2019. I found that I wasn't really sort of sitting down and hunting out the makeup. Like when things release, I wasn't like, I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. or I'm going to sit there all fucking day and wait for a release. I just got on with my life, and if I was online checking to see if something was in stock to buy it and it wasn't in stock, then I just didn't buy it. It was what it was, and I was all right with that. But I do have a beautiful array of these liquid liners, and I would buy more. This one here, which is called Neon Red, it's awesome. I also do love their metallic red. This one is called Candy Paint. But I love them all. I love them all. They're all beautiful. The multichrome ones are gorgeous. They add a really nice, like, interesting little accent to the eye, and the sort of bright colored ones also very interesting. All right, let's talk about some things that I don't have. Aurora Lux Solitaire Lashes. I have been, oh my god, I have been like wanting to buy these all year. So I had a pair. They come in PR, I think, or maybe even a advent calendar or something. I don't know. Somehow I got them. I didn't buy them. Or, I mean, if they came in an advent calendar, they might have even come in a beauty box. I don't know. Like, somehow they came into my life without me being like, I am actively purchasing this item at the store. Anyway, I eventually decided to give them a go. I cut them in half because they were too long for my eyes, and I wore them as demi lashes. Oh my god, they're my perfect eyelash. They are my absolute perfect eyelash. And I saw them in a Priceline store maybe like a month ago or 2 months ago, and I haven't seen them in store for a really long time, and I was like, oh, I really want to buy them, but I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because they're a little bit more expensive than I want to pay for lashes. Like, I want to get them 40 or 50% off their original like in-store price, and also I still have quite a few lashes, but I'm gonna say this, they are top of my purchase list when Priceline has another sale. So I'm jonesing for them. I want them so bad, and eventually I want to get my collection down to the point where I'm only buying the Solitaire Lux Lashes from Eylure because they are my perfect eyelash. I miss them. I miss them so bad. I want some right now. Next were the Shamora water paint ink liners, and I actually panned all 3 of the ones that I had this year. I really enjoyed them. My favorites were I believe the red and the purple were my favorites. The blue was a little bit too translucent for my personal liking, but the red I just powered through. I fucking love that thing. And the purple was also gorgeous. I really enjoyed those liners. When you like swatch them, they didn't look like much. They didn't look like they would work too well, but once they went on the eye, they really helped to like define it, but have like a little hint of subtleness to them, which made them a bit more interesting than just a straight up like bold color liner. Really liked them. They were fantastic. Let's talk about the rest of the items I do have. Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. So I discovered this in 2000. I feel like I'm going orange. Come on, camera. Are you better, camera? Hopefully you are better. Okay, Benefit Roller Lash. I discovered this in 2018. This year, was it this year? No, well, it definitely wasn't fucking this year because it's 2020. Was it 2019? Maybe it was, or no, actually, maybe it was 2018. Shit, I've had this for a while. Ugh, I've lost track of the time. Anyway, in 2018, maybe 2019, I purchased this guy back up because I love the mascara. But I did finish my roller lash mascara, so that is going skis. And I'm not opening this because I have a mascara on the go. I don't need to open another one. Another mascara that I mentioned was the Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash Mascara. I love that. I love that. I have 2 mini backups of it. Haven't opened them yet. Again, I'm being very strict with my mascaras. Only open a new one when I need it. So yeah, still love that. And I'm actually, you know what? I might pop one of them open once I've finished my Mecca Max Wink Ink Mascara because I can. Lip products. Let's do it. I'm pretty sure I'm wrapping this up all with lip products. Too Faced Sweet Smell of Christmas mini liquid lipsticks. My god, this was like the gem of 2018. So good. This is a backup set. I have my open set in drawers back here. Sad to say, I struggle to wear these with the current stitch of my body. They are a little bit too drying for me, which is a shame. I can wear them with a balm or a gloss though, so, you know, let's not cry a river over it. But the scent of these, amazing. I did talk about these in my holiday recap video, and the scent had actually changed on some of the ones that I had open, so, you know, there's that. But you know what? I'm going to say this about Too Faced scented stuff. That's not unusual. I've got quite a few of their like scented products that eventually just lose their scent. It's just not as good or as strong as it used to be. So you know, I suppose that's the way things roll when you make scented makeup products. Another one that I bought a backup of, the NARS Underground Velvet Lip Glide set. I love this. So there's a shade in here called Camden Girls. I think it might be the best shade ever, like ever, on the face of the planet. It's this guy. No, that's Vandal. Oh my god, that is not it either. That's purple. There we go. That's the shade there. So it is a slightly cool toned nude. It's the best shade ever. I was hoping that in 2019 they would bring it out in a permanent range of this collection. They never did, the jerks. Unimpressed, but that is exactly why I bought a backup of this, because that shade is just divine. And I still wear it. I wore it quite a few times throughout the year. Quite a few times compared to, like, if we compare that to the size of my lipstick collection, that one was reached for quite a bit, and I still love it, and I can still wear the formula. It's nice and comfortable for me. Then I have NARS Sheena. So this is a spiked Audacious lipstick. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Love the color. Love the formula of these Audacious lipsticks. Really rich, pigmented lipsticks. They wear well. What can I say? My feelings haven't changed. I still love it. And finally, my Hourglass lipsticks. So here is my little tub of Hourglass lipsticks. This weighs a ton. These are like a weapon. They are so, so good. So look, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know that I love these lipsticks. This is, if I look at my makeup collection, this is probably the area where I have fallen in love with something and never, ever, ever let go of that love. It's only become deeper the longer that I've, like, essentially enjoyed the products. Like, just look at this. This is... if I had to give up everything in my makeup collection and only keep one thing, I'd just keep these. Because there is just something about these that bring joy to my soul. This is what makeup love is all about. So throughout 2019, I did use and add to this collection. Also, I heard from a little birdie called Kat that it looks like they might be expanding the shade range on their, like, permanent range. So, look, expect more. Or I'll expect more, because I will buy them. Alright, so that is everything that I featured in my 2018 makeup favourites for the year. A lot of this stuff was limited edition, so you can't get it anymore. But if you've got it, maybe pull it out of your stash if you haven't used it recently and show it some love. I think that's what I need to do. And I think it's interesting for me looking back at this list, because, like, the Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation, my god, I adored that. And now I almost can't wear it. Like, it's really just, it's not suitable for my skin anymore. So I think it's interesting to see how things have changed for me in the last year, which is, it's a lot. But this was fun. This was fun. I am having a moment where I'm, like, being reminded of how much makeup I have and how little of it I can actually use. But you know, I'm on my little using journey of the makeup and buying less. So, you know, it's just a reminder to stay on that path and don't stray from it. And then I have the reminder of how much I love these, and oh my god, more are coming. This I'm gonna add to without guilt. It's my one spot of my collection that I don't allow myself to feel bad about, because I love them. I would love it if you guys could have a think back to your 2018 favorites and let me know if there was a particular product that you loved at that time, but something changed dramatically in the past year and now you either hate it or you simply can't use it. And I'm not talking about something that maybe went bad or whatever, but maybe something changed. Maybe you developed an allergy to something, maybe your preferences completely changed, or maybe your skin type changed like me. Let me know. Let me know if there is something that you adored but you can no longer wear. Alright guys, so that's it for me. I'm going to finish my coffee before it goes completely cold. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and I will see you in the next one. Bye.